Hi, I'm Ken Walls. Welcome to the Social Highway. I'm the CEO and founder of Client Solution Innovations. I want to say a big thank you for watching the show. I really appreciate your support. I really do. You know, here we are. It's January the 6th. This is our first episode of the year for the Social Highway, and you know, all of the holiday stuff, all of the stuff that we all go through every single year. You know, I've always said as a business owner, you know, I don't get discounts on utilities or rent or anything like that just because there's a holiday. My landlord's never called me up and said, hey, because you guys are going to be off 3, 4, 5 days this month, I'd like to give you a discount on the rent. It's never happened. So it's easy to fall into, you know, and people aren't paying their bills on time, or people aren't spending money because of all the fears of this and that, or they've spent everything on Christmas. And as a business owner, it's very, very, very easy to fall into the trap of pessimism, to fall into the trap of going, you know, no, it doesn't seem, every year it's the same thing. Every year I go through the same stuff. Every year I hear the same excuses from the same clients and the same customers and the people that are telling me they're going to do this or that, and then they don't follow through. And so you start that whole process of being pessimistic, of being, you know, negative and looking down on your clients, not intentionally, unintentionally, you know, but we all have those fears. We all fall into those traps. And so, you know, I wanted to do an episode on some things that I do personally and other things to just stay away from that negativity, not just the negativity of other people, but the negativity of self-chatter, of the talk going on in your head as a business owner. So, or you don't even have to own a business. You can be a human being. Just that you know, you fall into that trap, like, oh, I spent too much on Christmas and now the bills are late, or whatever it is. You know, I mean, we can all fall into that. So, you know, the more what I've found in the research I've done and just personal experience, the more that I look at all the negative things that happen, the more that I start focusing on negative, just negative, and that literally leads to a downward spiral. I mean, I found myself in that position many, many times in life. I've said before that you know, there's been many mornings where I wake up to the judge, jury, and executioners all going, you might as well not even get out of bed. You might as well just stay in bed and not try. And don't even try, you freaking loser. Don't even try. And you get into that mindset, and you're like, you know, but you know, you've got to have ways to get out of that. Even, you know, I've drugged myself out of bed feeling that way, and gone on to work and come into my office and still have that negative energy about me, and I'm sitting, and nobody knows what I'm thinking about, but I'm sitting there thinking about all the people that aren't paying their bills and in turn hurting my cash flow, or I'm thinking about this or that, and I get really, really caught up in being unbelievably pessimistic. So, you know, there's absolutely no good that comes from that. None, ever. So recently, I would say in the last, I don't know, 6 to 8 months, I made the decision to no longer allow negativity in my life. In fact, I wear a bracelet that says no negativity, this red and white one here, and the other side of it says be positive. Being negative has never, ever, ever done anything for me or my business or people around me. And one of the things I did is I cut out all negative people from my life and my business. I do not associate with them. I don't take them on as clients. I don't have employees with that attitude or energy. I do not deal with negativity, because it's contagious. and I don't want people around me. Life is hard enough. Life is hard enough, and running a business is hard enough. And whether you're running a trucking company, a tow truck company, you're a truck driver, I mean, being negative is only going to make your life worse. And there's been scientific research and studies that if you have enough negativity coming out of you, that it can cause disease and illness and sickness, and your immune system goes down, you attract colds and the flu and other problems a lot more easily. And so the one thing that I know is being negative is it's just not good. It's not good for you, and it's not good for your company, your business. If you're an employee, it's not good for people around you. If you're an owner, it's not good for your business or your employees or your customers. So, I've met some really amazing people. All of the really successful people that I've met in my life, every single one of them had one common denominator. And that is they were super, super, super positive with a really super positive outlook on life. So, it doesn't mean that they never have problems. They have problems. They have problems every single day. They choose to react to them differently than the people who are constantly living in that negative state of mind, that negative space, and they're those people just seem to. You ever notice that? You notice how you meet somebody that, and if I say who's the most negative person you know, you probably instantly you think of somebody, right? And think about that person. They have a trail of crap constantly following them. It's like the guy on Charlie Brown, the guy that with the cape and the dust and everything. I mean, he's always got a trail of bad stuff happening, man. And so for me, I had to cut all of that out. I'm not saying that I'm impervious to it. I'm not. I go there. I get there. I get it. I just found out a little bit ago that, I've got $1,500 sitting out that people are not going to be able to pay me. And it's like, just drives me crazy, but I can't change them. The only thing I can do is change me and my reaction to it. So you know what? Being negative doesn't do anything for you or anybody you know and love. So if you want to blow up your life, you want to grow your business, you want to do, we do social media stuff, we do website development, we do SEO stuff, we do for companies of all sizes all over the world. And if I get on the phone with a potential client and I go, oh, woe is me, everything's going bad, it's terrible, and I mean, they're not going to want to talk to me for very long, and they're sure not going to do business with me unless they're already negative and they're just looking for somebody else to bring down to their level. So what we're going to do is take a quick break. We'll be right back, talk a little more about this. Hey, welcome back to the Social Highway. I'm Ken Walls, CEO and founder of Client Solution Innovations. I appreciate you being here. Listen, we're talking about being negative in your life or in your business or in your tow truck or in your truck or in your trucking company or in whatever the heck you're doing in life. Being negative, being pessimistic, all of that will bring you more negativity and people who are pessimistic, and that just won't work. It doesn't work. It works. I know a lot of people, man, the moment they're born into a negative family, they live their entire lives negative, and then they die negative. And then there's a bunch of negative people at their funeral, and everybody's negative about the death, and it's just a big negative ball of ugh. So look, what's the way out of that? Because it's a trap. I truly, truly believe that being negative is a trap. You can stay in that trap or you can get the heck out of that trap, and the option, the choice is yours. It's mine. It's everybody you know. You get to choose how you react to your life, to your business. One of the things I learned a long time ago was if I want to have positive events, positive things happen in my life, I have to be positive. I have to focus on positive. I have to do positive things. I have to do very positive things for myself and for other people in the world. So, what I've done, what I learned a long time ago was to start every day with writing out things like, I am a great leader. I am a great husband. I am a great father. I am a great employer. I have, and all these positive things about myself. And then I follow that up with a list of things that I'm grateful for. When I'm focused on things that I'm grateful for in my life, it doesn't matter what it is, okay? I literally, I'm telling you, I ran into a guy the other day, and I'll make this a quick story, but I hadn't seen this guy in 6 months probably. I pull into a gas station to get some gas. I'm in a hurry to get somewhere else, and I see him at the pump, and I wave, and I could barely just see him, and he's waving at me, and then he gets in his car and he drives around to where I am, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? I walk over to his car and shake his hand. I go, what, you have crutches on your front seat. What are the crutches for? He goes, you didn't hear? And I'm like, no, I didn't hear, man. What are you talking about? And he opens up his door and he gets out and he comes around and half of his leg is missing. It's missing. Like half of his leg is gone. It had been amputated. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? And he's like, oh my God, I can't believe you didn't hear about this. I'm like, no, dude, I haven't seen you. What happened? He goes, I was driving, it was about 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm driving on my motorcycle. I go through this green light, and an 85-year-old man ran the red light and T-boned me. He said, it obviously threw him off his motorcycle. He laid there and he was bleeding, and he had all these compound fractures in his leg, and he didn't know what was going on. He said, but dude, I got to tell you something, man. And I'm sitting there just in shock. I'm going, oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. And I didn't know, and I would have come and visit. How long were you in the hospital? And he's like, yeah, I was in there about 6 weeks. He goes, but let me tell you something, man. It's almost like the creator of the universe sent just instantly. He said, I'm laying there. I started praying like for help. And he said, and 3 people came to my side, and they were all sitting there helping me and holding me still because I wanted to get up and walk it off. And they're like, no, you can't move. And he goes, and you know what I found out later on that day? 2 doctors and a nurse. Those were the 3 people that stopped their cars and came to his aid. 2 doctors and 1 nurse. And he said, I found out that if I would have moved, the main artery in my leg would have caused me to bleed out if I would have moved. And they held me still. And I am so grateful to be alive. I'm just grateful to be alive. And I'm telling you something, that literally for hours that night, it rocked my entire world. Because I'm like, that day, I don't know what I was worried about. Probably something stupid, quite frankly. What's the saying? A lot of terrible things have happened in my life. Some actually happened, right? We make all this stuff up that's going to go bad. It's going to go bad, and it rarely does any of it ever happen. And this guy's sitting there laying on the ground after being T-boned by a car, and he has 2 doctors and a nurse show up at his side to help him. And I'm sitting there talking to him as he's standing on one leg and talking to me, holding on to his car door. And I'm like, dude, I'm wow, man, I'm so sorry. And he goes, dude, I'm grateful, man. I am very, very grateful to be alive. And he said they tried for a week and a half to save the leg, and they couldn't save it, and they kept saying, here's your options, and he's like, you know what, I'm alive, cut it off, I can live without a leg, cut it off, I don't care. He goes, I'm getting a prosthetic. I start that process on Monday. He goes, hell, I told my wife I'm getting another motorcycle. I said, what the heck? What is wrong with you? So, it's amazing, though, his attitude. And it doesn't take losing a leg. It doesn't take losing your life. It doesn't take that to change from being a pessimistic, negative person into becoming a positive person. What it takes is focusing on the things in your life that you have to be grateful for. And, I heard a saying one time. It said, I used to complain about how bad my shoes hurt my feet until I met a man with no feet. And I was actually on my way to an event that day, and I got to the area, and there was nowhere to park near the building. And I'm like, I'm like, you know what? It is fine with me. I don't care that there's nowhere to park. I have both my legs. I have all my faculties. I have everything that I need. I'll be just fine. I can walk. I'm good with that. So, you know, look, count your blessings. Be grateful for what you have. If you're in a bad place, or it is the beginning of the year, man, write your stuff down. The stuff that you want to accomplish this year, write it down. I write my goals down 2 times a day, every single day. I don't take weekends off because I don't believe in that. I think every single day of my life that I wake up on this side of the grass, I have an opportunity to positively impact someone else's life, positively make a difference in the world. And I know this for a fact. You have that same gift. You have that same ability to help other people. And you will not be able to use that if you're focused on negative crap all the time. So get rid of it and be positive. Focus on gratitude. Write down positive things about yourself every day. Write down things you are grateful for every day, and change your life instantly. It literally will change. It happened for me. It will change for you instantly. In a couple of weeks, your life will be totally different if you just focus on gratitude every single day. Thank you for stopping by the Social Highway and checking us out. I'm Ken Walls. I'm very, very grateful to have you on our show, watching us here on CFF Nation. Very, very grateful to be on here. I thank each and every one of you for being on here. I hope you have a rocking 2016. I hope this year brings you everything that you want, everything that you desire. Write down your gratitude list every day. Get focused and email me if you have any questions, if you have anything that you want to share, any positive success stories. Email me, Ken, K-E-N, @clientsi.com. We'll throw that up on the screen here. It's Ken at clientsi.com. Follow me on Twitter, CEO @CEO_CSI. I appreciate you being here on the Social Highway. You guys have an awesome day, have an awesome year, and we'll see you next week.